Hello, I'm Paul here. Today I'm going to be giving you guys, it's going to be the last 3 strategy videos that I'm going to put on this channel for a while. Now I'll probably come back to making more, if I have to, if I find a strategy that works, I'll come back to doing it, but not on a regular basis. So these are going to be the last 3 videos that I make, or that are geared towards strategy videos. And I'll go more into it later, but I kind of want to. It's kind of ironic that the last 3 videos, the last strategy videos that I'm making, are pretty much. It's pretty much the first strategy that I learned about when I first started this. And when I first started this, I forget. I think it was the stock market that I got to first. Where I learned a strategy. I learned a strategy from the stock market in learning this from trading the stock market. But I'm going to teach you how to use this strategy that I started out. It was the first strategy that I learned about, but I'm going to teach it again. But this version is kind of an improved version of that strategy, and it is the 1348. If you watch my original video when I first started this thing, I basically went over the 1348 like normal, but I've added some extra indicators that help and that make this strategy a little bit more effective, in my opinion. It does take a paid indicator. It'll work without the paid indicator, but to me, it really works really well with it. So it's optional if you guys want, but it's buyers versus sellers with Trade Confident. But anyway, other than the 1348 strategy and the buyers versus seller indicator, it really helps show really good points of getting in. So today, what I'm going to show you guys is how to trade with the 1348 with these added indicators. And we'll look at crypto for that. And the next couple days I'll be using this strategy. We'll be looking at Forex plus gold, and then the stock market. So let me load up, and I'll show you how to load up your charts with this. This does take a paid indicator. If you want to get it, it's up to you. It'll still work, but it'll be a little bit harder for you if you don't have the paid indicator, in my opinion. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, so there's 2 big differences in this strategy to compare to when I was talking about originally in the beginning. And the thing that's different here is I load up my screen. You have to have buyers versus seller indicator. And instead of having a normal moving average, I put in the CM EMA trend bars. And they're for free. You basically go to CM trend bars, CM EMA. So you want to go to CM EMA trend bars, put it to your favorites. You're going to click it twice, and you're going to enter 13 and then 48, and it will look like this. And I also have consolidation zones on here, which is another free indicator. It helps show you the consolidation zones. So this is really simple. If we hide the candles here, just looking at the trend bars here, it will turn. What you want to look for is the moments where it looks like it's about to cross. And you'll notice this because the color on the EMA bars will change colors. So when it starts to go bullish, it's going to turn green, and when it starts to go bearish, it's going to turn red. So you want to look for the bars to get. Let me just move this over. So you want to kind of look for the bars to both turn. They don't have to turn. It doesn't have to cross yet, but the bars will have to turn green. It's a big indication if you see the bars turn green or red right before it crosses. That's a good entry point to actually get in. So You want to look for the bars first to turn into green. They both have to turn green, either on the cross or right before it looks like it's about to cross. They both have to turn green or red depending on which direction you're going. So what you want to do in this situation is, what I do is I look, once you know that they are both green or red for bearish, you'll know the overall trend. Now you look this on the hour first. You want to look at this on the hour first, and we're looking at Bitcoin here. So we can see that Bitcoin has crossed the point it turned green and crossed was right about here. So this was the starting point to where Bitcoin started to become bullish. So if you miss this spot right here where it crossed, right here, if you missed this spot where it crossed on the 1 hour, I mean, you could have, found that it crossed on the hour, and you could have rode this entire thing out. Could have rode this entire thing out and be in profit. But if you missed that, what you have to do is you have to go to a smaller time frame. So we know the overall trend is up right now. When it goes into bearish territory is when the lines cross again. So they haven't crossed again. Bitcoin hasn't crossed again. So it is still considered to be bullish. So what I do, and let me just say this for example, let's just say you caught this right here. On the hour, you caught it when it crossed right here. So you don't necessarily have to go to a smaller time frame in this situation, because it's crossing on the hour right here. You can see it. But what I do is, when it crosses, is I look at the buyers versus sellers. And I look for it to cross, and as long as the buyers and sellers remain in the buyer territory, which is anything up here, you look for it to cross with the 1348, and as long as it stays up here in the buy zone, you're good. But once that line drops into the selling part of it, it's time to get out. You're not bullish anymore, because it's going to start going down. When this line goes down to the red zone, it's going to start tanking. So that's why the buyers and sellers is very important. So what I want to kind of do right now, we're going to look at Bitcoin here. So the trend right now is up. It's going up. The lines have not crossed again. The trend is going up. So what I do, I've identified what the trend is, and I'm going to go down to the 5 minute. So if you want to get in on some scalps, you're not going to get as much as when you saw the cross on the hour, but you can scalp it and find some good moments here. So when we look at this on the 5 minute, and we know the overall trend for the hour is up. So what you got to look for, you got to wait for it to pull back. So you have to wait for the price to pull back and come back up, because the direction on the hour is up. So you either need to wait for the 1348 to cross on the 5 minute, or you need to see it cross up on the buyers versus sellers. So that is your time to come in for a quick scalp. You're not going to make as much as if you found it on the hour. So anyway, if we remove the candles here, it's easier to see. We know that the trend is up. So there's some good moments to get in. Very briefly, there's one right here. Both lines are green. There's a moment right here where it crosses. Both lines are green. And you could follow it up until one of them actually starts turning red. You don't necessarily have to get out until it hits into the red zone on buyers for sellers, or you can look for it to turn red with your CMA, EMA trim bars. So you just look for all the moments where they cross. There's a moment right here. There's a moment right here. Let's see if there's any more. And there's a good moment right here. So you notice right here when it crosses, your buyers versus sellers stay in the up. It stays in the buyers section here. The moment it starts dipping or goes down into the seller territory would be a time to get out. But as long as the moving averages do not cross again, you should be good. So it crosses here. If as long as the moving average do not touch, as long as it stays in the buyer zone, you're still good. You could stay in the trade because it still has enough in the trade to keep on going. So let's just look for a couple more examples. You could find minor ones here. A lot of them are consolidation zones, but you might end up hitting, if you do this on a 5-minute, you might end up hitting a lot of consolidation zones. So you got to be careful on that. But what you need to look for are just basically, you look on the hour. You look at what the overall trend is. The overall trend is going up because it crossed right here. So from this point on, it's an uptrend. And then you'll go look on a smaller time frame, and you'll find all the moments where it's going up by having the 1348 cross. And you'll notice this because you can get in before they even cross, because the lines will turn green or red depending on which direction it's going. In this case, Bitcoin is in an uptrend, so you would look on either the 5-minute or the 15-minute. Let's see if the 15-minute's any different. So if you did this on the 15-minute, you basically just look for all the moments where it crosses or it's about to cross. You'll see it right here. There's your point to get in right here. And you could have wrote all this out right here. Doing it with crypto is more volatile than some of the other ones I'm going to be going over the next couple days. But that's basically the strategy. You load up your CEM EMA trend bars. You make sure the bars are changing color and it looks like it's about to cross. You either get in on the cross or right before it's about to cross, because the bars are going to change color. So you might be able to get in a little bit earlier before it crosses. Look for it on the hour. If you're too late on the hour, then you identify the trend, identify the direction, and then you either go on the 5 or the 15 to find little scalps. So anyway, and you also use the buyers versus sellers to keep yourself, if it dips, if it goes into sell territory, it's time to get out. Or if you're doing a sell if you're doing a sell instead of a buy order, you need to make sure it doesn't go into the buy territory. But anyway, that's this strategy with using it with crypto. It's the new and approved 1348 strategy that I've kind of figured out on my own. Now, if you applied the regular 1348 strategy, it still works. But I find out with these improvements, it kind of helps improve the game a little bit, especially with doing it with crypto, because crypto is volatile. But anyway, if you guys like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.